The protagonist enters the universe game and becomes the character Robert. After being framed by his family, Robert finds himself in a high-security level space prison. Using his unique skills and strategies, Robert and Erica, a warrior who is also trapped here, teamed up to plan an escape from this unknown and dangerous place. Their journey was full of challenges, not only facing the cruel prison environment, but also the threat from space pirates. During this process, Robert gradually discovered his true strength and uncovered the secrets hidden behind the prison. Chapter 1. The Apocalypse of Prisoners. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This is the first time I have encountered this character. I stared intently at the display screen. Subsequently, I hovered the mouse arrow over the newly displayed character name. Dark Commerce, Hidden. This is a hidden profession that requires specific conditions to be unlocked, and it is a completely unfamiliar new profession even for seasoned players like me with 15 years of gaming experience. In the action role-playing game universe, the diversity of professions is dazzling. From standard warriors to distinctive necromancers, swordsmen, mechanics, and more. In addition, as long as players accumulate enough character points, they can even choose to play NPC characters in the game world. It's so captivating. This game has extremely high degrees of freedom. The game is set in a universe composed of countless planets and star clusters, with the vast and boundless Milky Way as the stage. Universe covers a rich variety of organisms, organizations, and planets, and even the dialogue between NPCs is a carefully crafted masterpiece. That's exactly why I'm so obsessed with this game. The game features rich background settings and captivating storylines. As a single-player game, it provides a stress-free competitive environment, allowing players to fully enjoy the fun of the game, which is also its charm. Extremely challenging. The challenge here mainly refers to the survival difficulty of the character. That is to say, it is almost impossible to complete the task of using this character to live to the end of the game. Okay, it's decided. I'll choose you. Returning from the bathroom, I stared blankly at the monitor. There are instant noodle boxes piled up on the dining table, but I have no desire to clean them. For me, completing this game is far more important than managing real life. Before that, I need to do some research. In order to fully experience this game, conducting an investigation in advance has almost become necessary. I plan to have a comprehensive understanding of all the hidden NPCs related to characters, as well as hidden professions, hidden fragments, or hidden tasks. No content related to search criteria found. But only this information is displayed on the screen. Even though I tried using B.degree search, I still got nothing. It seems that this is indeed a hidden profession. Literally, this is an unprecedented profession. Although it cannot be fully confirmed, at least there is no publicly available information in the gaming community. This means that, creating a strategy video will definitely attract a large audience. By carefully editing game videos, you have the opportunity to earn enough income to sustain your life for several months. Therefore, I aimed the mouse pointer at the Create Character button. Immediately, an exciting prompt box popped up. You have successfully created a dark business character. Do you understand the character's background story? Of course. For new players who are new to the game, they may feel that this information is too complex and choose to skip it. But for players who pursue a deep gaming experience, understanding the story background is extremely important. Robert Laumer. Surprisingly, he is a member of the renowned Laumer family. How could this be possible? In the game world of universe, the Laumer family is recognized as one of the top powers. They not only rule billions of planets, he also played a decisive role in the Galactic War. They belong to the very few races that are capable of mastering the fundamental power of the universe. The Ether. Character appearance. Although human in appearance, it possesses unique purple eyes, golden hair, and a body shape close to the golden ratio. This kind of appearance is extremely rare in the real world and very eye-catching. This character is too cool. Although this is just a combination of a series of virtual images. But the self-projection found on characters is one of the pleasures of many gamers, isn't it? I carefully read the character introduction. Robert Laumer was abandoned by his family at the age of 15. Such a tragic start. To my knowledge, Richard, the leader of the Laumer family, has thousands of spouses, and the number of children is incalculable. Moreover, Richard is known for ruthlessly expelling descendants who cannot control the power of the ether. He's still alive. But for him, perhaps death is actually a release, because his starting point is deep in the prison. This prison is mobile and dedicated to imprisoning serious offenders until their death, with little chance of escape. It's really a dead end. I couldn't help but mutter to myself. Even if escaping from the warship, the challenges ahead remain daunting. Once the news of the fugitive is uploaded to the Star Cluster network, it is almost destined to be pursued by bounty hunters. The character task is about to begin. At this point, the ultimate goal of the game begins to unfold on the screen. Goal: overthrow the Laumer family to clear the level. This is the ultimate challenge set in the game. The high difficulty is despairing. Now, the final step I face is to determine the personality traits of the character. Calm and decisive, clever and agile, perseverance, keep moving forward courageously. These personality traits are indeed very practical. Obviously, game developers have given players a glimmer of vitality, so, let the game start. As I spoke, I rubbed my hands and felt excited about the upcoming game journey. This means that in the next 3 weeks, I will be fully immersed in the world of gaming. Dingling. I struggled to open my heavy eyelids. The game has been successfully completed. The text on the screen came into my view clearly. How long has it been since? I checked the date on my phone while covering my temples. A whole 4 weeks. I completed the ultimate challenge of the game with the character, Dark Merchant. This achievement is attributed to my deep understanding of the game's worldview, NPCs, and events, without which completing the game may require more time. This difficulty is really crazy. I shook my head helplessly. Exploring hidden NPCs and tasks in the game is truly exhausting. I only sleep 2.3 hours a day, fully immersed in the game, during which my character has died over 1,000 times. You have completed the highest difficulty challenge of the game, reward 100 CP, character points, ... As a reward, I received character points. With this 100 CP, I can unlock any NPC character to play the game. At the same time, I also have the option to sell these points on item trading websites in exchange for cash. Now, I need to rest well. I shook the almost finished beverage bottle while standing up from the chair. Immediately, I reached out and pressed the power button. At this moment, the system popped up a prompt window. You have completed all the character clearance challenges. The creator will take you into a broader universe. Start the process of character fusion. I frowned and unconsciously tilted my body towards the screen. What's this new pattern? Synchronization rate 12%. Seeing this prompt, my confusion deepened further. About 10 seconds later. Synchronization rate 100%. Welcome to the new world. The screen suddenly emitted a strong light, which was not something ordinary display screens could emit. It was strong enough to light up the entire room with tightly drawn blackout curtains. My eyes were a blur. Immediately afterwards, I heard a voice. Hurry up, number 106. As I gradually regained clarity, a burly man stood in front of me. Number 106. I blinked and soon realized that the situation was unusual. Where is this? The surrounding environment was vastly different from the small room I was familiar with, and my frequently used computer and sweat-soaked bed had disappeared. At this moment, I heard sharp sarcasm from several people behind me. Did he stick his legs together? It looks really weak. Hey, wait and see how I treat you. Are they talking about me? I feel uncomfortable taking steps. I am in an unfamiliar facility, with a pair of large glass doors in front of me. What's even more incredible is the image reflected from the glass. Is this really me? That unusual golden hair and purple eyes. This is exactly the character appearance I just created in the game. When I realized this, I was extremely surprised. Robert Laumer's fusion completed task initiation success goal. Realizing wishes consequences of failure. Death. These pieces of information quickly flashed before my eyes. Subsequently, a well-equipped man commanded in a low voice. Go to the platform, number 106. I frowned and walked up to the red area. Buzz. Countless laser beams scanned my entire body, and the holographic screen above my head displayed a command. Start eliminating program. At that moment, I felt dizzy. Actually, what I just experienced was a comprehensive physical examination. In other words, this is an inspection procedure to ensure that I have not carried any items that may pose a threat. Change to the prescribed uniform. After disinfection, I put on the prison uniform labeled 106. Immediately, my wrist was fitted with a limiter. This is in this series of actions, I kept analyzing the situation in my mind. The trait of being calm and decisive allows me to remain calm in any situation. The trait of being quick-witted allows me to make reasonable judgments at any time. It is precisely because of these two qualities of Robert that I am able to maintain my composure. This can't be a dream. Even if dragged away by two guards, I am still trying to remain vigilant. From the cold metallic texture felt on the wrist to the irritating odor emanating from the surroundings. The sound of metal impact and the detailed depiction of the prison's internal environment gradually convinced me of one thing. This is reality. This is neither a dream nor an illusion. With the mechanical sound of the elevator starting, I and a few other prisoners began to descend. Feeling the inertia force of the descent, I noticed that the floor on the digital display board was stuck on the 5th floor. This is not a language we are familiar with. This is the universal language in the universe, and fortunately, with Robert's memory, I am able to fully understand these words. Isn't this a violation of basic human rights? You should at least tell me where I will be taken. USB. As if trying to prove their innocence, the prisoners brought with me began to erupt in various unpleasant words. Pop. But this only lasted for a moment. Like a stray dog being hit, the prisoners were beaten by the guards and cried uncontrollably, then quickly quieted down. Human rights. Here, these heinous prisoners have no right, not to mention power. They are seen as beings who are not even as good as animals, just tools that are tortured to death. The prisoner who laughed wildly in prison is an example. He. All prisoners are forcibly injected with a certain amount of medication every day, causing their dopamine levels to skyrocket abnormally. This addictive side effect makes it difficult for them to think normally. Why do they treat prisoners like this? Ether extraction. This process is to extract naturally accumulated life energy from living organisms, which is the core fuel for the operation of the universe. I was sent to this prison with the ultimate goal of extracting ether energy. This is your room, number 106. You will receive 2 meals a day, the medical team will conduct regular checks, and you will also have 4 hours of activity time every day. If you refuse, you will receive treatment that even dogs will not suffer, understand? Faced with the threat from the guards, I raised my own question. Please give me a pen and a notebook. I agree to your request. However, if you self-harm or attack the guard with this pen, your privilege will be immediately revoked. I understand. My obedient attitude clearly satisfied him. After the guard left, I looked around to observe my new environment. The prison is extremely rudimentary, with only a sink with water supply, a toilet, and a fixed single bed. If they start injecting me with that drug, then I'm hopeless. I sat by the bed and let out a deep sigh. Once those drugs spread in my body, I would lose self-control and become a useless person. The prisoners here have greatly shortened their lifespan due to drug dependence, with an average lifespan of only 6 months to 1 year. In this place, human life is seen as insignificant, just a rotating number. It's really despicable. Behind all of this is Dream Company, an energy giant in the universe. They pretended to be trial criminals, but in reality, they were merchants trading at the cost of their lives. You must have been very confused when you first arrived here, right? A woman with a gentle voice broke the silence. She was holding my dinner, an injection needle, and the notebook and pen I requested. This is the notebook and pen you need. Thank you. Do you need me to help you relax? Her voice, although gentle, carried an indescribable terror. The nurse robot manufactured by Dream Company is a fusion of humans and machines. All prisoners received the same treatment. This is a scene that I have witnessed repeatedly in Robert's story. The seemingly innocent face suddenly revealed its cruel nature, ruthlessly operating. You will now enter a happy dream. Immerse yourself in the ideal world of your dreams. Forever. She whispered softly, bound my arm, and slowly inserted the needle. Can't I really escape this moment? As the medication spread through my body, a strong sense of happiness filled my entire body. I watched the nurse pack up her equipment and leave the cell while moaning incessantly. This is really too dangerous. I whispered as the holographic display screen in front of me lit up. The psychological resistance mechanism has been activated then, my body miraculously recovered from the excessive excitement caused by medication. This ability is Robert's third characteristic, an extraordinary mental power that can resist hallucinations, drug effects, and mental control. Ha! I took a soft breath and turned my gaze to the prisoner in the opposite cell. The prisoner has been completely addicted to the influence of drugs, and the situation looks extremely bad. His teeth became blurry due to long-term wear and tear, and his nails were almost completely torn off, hanging weakly. Woo-woo. This is precisely the consequence of long-term injection of drugs. Making prisoners like this undoubtedly makes it easier for managers to control. Nevertheless, the safety precautions of this facility are extremely strict. The surveillance cameras installed everywhere are enough to prove this. This prison is known as the end of the world for prisoners. Chapter 2. NPC Inside Ventilation Shaft. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Few people have successfully escaped, and those who can successfully hide themselves are even rarer. Fortunately, I developed an immune response to the medication. But this state cannot last too long. If it is detected that the bioenergy generated in my body is too low, they will report it to their superiors and may try using more potent drugs to increase energy output. In the worst-case scenario, I could even become a subject for biological experiments. Therefore, I must find a way to deal with this situation. Let's leave it this way for now. I closed my notebook filled with words. I have tried my best to document upcoming events, key characters in the game world, and the experiences I have accumulated through over 1,000 deaths. In order to avoid being detected by others, I have decided to use classical Chinese to record. The guards may be curious about this. For those who do not understand Chinese, these words are just meaningless graffiti. I utilized the confusion caused by medication. The next step is to develop future plans. Although I did experience Robert's experience, it was not a game. I cannot fast forward time like in the game, and there are no save points that can be restarted after death. Therefore, every decision I make is directly related to whether I can survive. First, we need to change the status quo. No matter how I try to call the status window or view ability values, those interfaces that should display my attributes and information will not appear. Therefore, I currently do not have any level, which is an inevitable reality. To improve one's strength, one not only needs to level up, but also needs to acquire a profession to start accumulating experience. There are 3 ways to obtain a new profession. Encountering a specialized transfer NPC, obtaining a career guide book, or discovering a certain artifact. It is almost impossible to find artifacts in this environment. It is impossible to have a career guide book hidden inside the prison, let alone those extremely precious artifacts. Although there is a pair of rare grade gloves in the prison commander's office, it is almost impossible for a prisoner to enter the commander's private domain. Even the guards here cannot achieve this, and I am even more out of reach. Therefore, my only choice is to search for hidden NPCs in prison and try to awaken my abilities by becoming a businessman, which is currently my only way. Get up, number 106. Just that late night, after being imprisoned for 12 hours, the guards reappeared. For safety reasons, they put on eye masks for me and bound my hands. I was taken away like a blind person. After walking for a period of time, the eye mask was finally removed, and I stood in front of the ether energy extraction device that Dream Company was proud of. The technology here is very advanced, surrounded by glowing rings and lines. Go in. I was pushed and pulled halfway to a machine emitting white light. The machine is filled with gel-like materials, surrounded by wriggling pipes. The nearby ether energy extraction room suddenly opened, and a prisoner struggled weakly to stand up. Without a doubt, these machines are shortening people's lifespan. Will I also suffer the same fate? Then I was forced to lie down, my limbs were fixed in position, and my whole body was wrapped in gel-like material. Countless wires entwined around me like snakes. When the lid of the ether energy extraction chamber was closed, the micro-motor on the pipeline began to extract my bioenergy. It hurts too much. All positive energy seems to have been withdrawn. In this environment where even the pain caused by medication cannot be alleviated, this feeling is particularly strong. It's really too painful. After 4 hours of torture, I am finally able to leave the ether energy extraction room. I must go through this painful process 6 more times. At the thought of these, I couldn't help but feel trembling all over. It's not as good as a pile of waste. A woman in a black uniform stared coldly at the body in front of her. Her gaze was cold, with blue eyes and golden hair, beautiful yet without any warmth. This woman named Rachel is a top member of the Dream Business Unit of Vic Company and also the leader of the Supreme Defense Group. The prisoners sent recently are generally in poor condition. Is adjusting drug dosage effective? We must consider production efficiency. Regular replacement of prisoners is a necessary measure. With Rachel's instructions, the soldiers cleared the body. Even the body is considered one of the resources here. The bodies that died from drug overdose will be frozen and stored for future sale. Where are we going next? BU.32 Planet. The organisms there not only have high production efficiency, but also high dopamine absorption rate. Since Dr. Leo said that, then we have some expectations. Dr. Leo is a key figure responsible for recording prisoner data and energy extraction work. One of his eyes was replaced by a red artificial eye, which can detect the flow of ether energy. This is the data for this batch of prisoners. I have organized everything in an orderly manner from the first to the last. Rachel began to examine the data. When she reached the last page, she stopped. Robert Laumer, number 106. Nissan Ethernet volume 9 milliliters. Weekly production of ether 54 milliliters. The efficiency is almost the lowest. But in the special record, there was one particular item that caught her attention: immune to all psychiatric drugs. Rachel tapped lightly in the air and asked, "What's going on?" As you can see, despite using high concentrations of drugs for testing, his dopamine receptors have not been affected in any way. His distinguished background does make him stand out from the crowd. Dr. Leo's affirmative response. This indicates that this prisoner has extremely high research value. Prepare solid and liquid V1 reagents. But V1 is 15 times more effective than methamphetamine, and exceeding the recommended dose a little can lead to fatal breathing difficulties, which poses a very high risk. Rachel's eyes flashed with a hint of determination. Do you think I don't know what I'm doing? The more resilient an object is, the stronger the satisfaction it receives when destroyed. I expect it to extract over 100 doses of ether energy. Dr. Leo let out a nervous swallowing sound in his throat, and his eyes showed a fervor. The fate of number 106 seems to be shrouded in uncertainty. Number 106, the captain wants to see you. Is the long-term patience finally about to usher in a turning point? I put the notes I have accumulated over the past week into my backpack and stood up to follow the guards. I'm finally going to see her. Rachel Dream is an extremely well-known figure in the universe, and although her name often ranks among the top in various evaluations, those are all based on her work achievements and influence. This kind of evaluation is usually only mentioned in the gaming world. In fact, Rachel is known for her cruelty, and she has an uncontrollable fondness for witnessing others struggling in pain. The highest guardian group she oversees is essentially to allow her to witness the disappearance of life under the ravages of drugs. This is a game that concerns life and death. Rachel, an extreme figure, controls the fate of this operation, and failure not only means being unable to access hidden NPCs, but also carries a high risk of losing life on sight. Therefore, there are only two outcomes. Either success or complete defeat. Hurry up, Robert. A blonde and blue-eyed beauty gently called out my name and led me into a luxurious decorated room, which contrasted sharply with the outdated environment of the detention center. Unfortunately, this is not the captain's private office. I noticed the skull collection hanging on the wall and couldn't help but frown. It seems that you are very interested in these decorations. Come with me. What do you want to do to me? Rachel suddenly grabbed my arm tightly. Her strength is so great that I cannot break free at all. Her strength obviously far exceeds that of ordinary people. Seeing me shrink, Rachel's mouth slightly curled up. Even after being injected with various drugs, you seem to have no reaction, right? I don't know what you're talking about. Pretending to be ignorant is useless. I already know you like the back of my hand. As expected. Rachel has long studied the characteristics of the Robert family. Not only that, she may also know more details. Your betrayal led to the downfall of your mother's family, and her descendants suffered an extremely cruel fate. If it were me, my heart would have been burning with anger. Now, let's relax a bit. Rachel took out a syringe containing green liquid from her arms, with its tip aimed at my blood vessel. The drug quickly took effect. At the same time, an indescribable feeling surged within me. This is too crazy. I feel like my body is tearing apart, every cell and every joint is filled with soreness. My thoughts became chaotic, and my mind was filled with chaotic thoughts. It seems like I heard a hallucinatory sound. The psychological resistance mechanism is activated. I struggled to stay awake in intense pain, panting heavily in my eyes bloodshot. You can't make me submit. You're really special. No matter what you do, the ending is the same. I responded provocatively to Rachel while secretly glancing at the syringe. More than 95% of the medication has not been used. Rachel noticed my gaze and tightly grasped my cheek. You don't think it's over, do you? This is a pill containing V1 powder. Although it slightly exceeds the lethal dose, I believe you can handle it. Swallow it along with saliva. As I struggled, Rachel stabbed me in the leg with a dagger. Unlike psychological resistance, I have no immunity to physical pain, which is almost unbearable. But this is not the most important thing. Rachel continues to cause me harm. You know, even in extreme pain and fear, the body secretes dopamine. Woo! It seems that you are very fragile in this regard. Rachel's eyes were filled with crazy joy as she lifted my chin. The pill rolled on my tongue. I tried to push the pill away, my gaze fixed on the syringe Rachel had placed by the bed. Number 39, I must use that number 39, but I was bound by Rachel, almost unable to move, and could only move my fingers slightly. At this moment, Rachel relaxed her grip on my leg slightly, with a sly smile on her face, as if observing a struggling insect. I seized this opportunity and quickly seized the syringe. Ha! Humph, do you think using that can cause harm to me? That's not what it means. Spray. Rachel's unexpected action made her eyes widen, but the syringe had already penetrated my neck. Her outstretched hand failed to stop the drugs that had already been injected into my body. I didn't expect that I really did it. The pain started to spread from my throat. The world began to spin, and my breathing seemed to be blocked. Rachel whispered coldly. Choosing to self-destruct is really disappointing. Then, I sank into an endless darkness. The curtains in the room are tightly closed. The only light source is the faint light emitted by the computer screen. This light constitutes the entire world that I perceive. Cold. I tried hard to open my eyes and saw a fluorescent lamp emitting a light blue light above my head. Its radiance seems to complement the light on the computer screen. As my gaze adapted to the cold light, I lowered my head to look at myself. The pale and cold hands and feet form a white mist in the cold air every time they exhale. The indomitable will is triggered. This is Robert's fourth characteristic. As physical exertion increases, resilience and physical ability gradually increase. Despite being injected with a lethal dose of V1, I still survived. For others, I may no longer have any signs of life. About 10 minutes later, after experiencing a brief cardiac arrest caused by drug overdose, my body still maintains vitality. This is a strategy. Entering the morgue has become the only escape route and a gamble on life. After successfully passing this first challenge, I stretched my arms with all my strength, grasped the iron frame tightly, push open the lid, and break free from the refrigerator. My physical condition is extremely poor. The damage caused by Rachel is already severe enough, not to mention the possibility of excessive cooling at extremely low temperatures. My body is icy and piercing. Fortunately, the environment here is relatively warm. I leaned against a drawer-like corpse storage cabinet, trying to catch my breath. The morgue is one of the few areas where surveillance cameras are not installed. Especially when I am almost indistinguishable from the real deceased, I should be able to move more freely. Now I can move more freely. I gently shook the notebook hidden in my underwear, with a smile on my face. Although these are all information that I already know, but I still feel fortunate to be able to retain the content that I have worked hard to record this week. Screaming. At this moment, I heard a faint sound from the ventilation opening on the ceiling of the morgue. I quickly identified the source of the sound and raised my voice, saying, "What are you hiding there for? Come out. I know you've been hiding for 3 years." The other party's voice coming from the ventilation vent carries a warning. Keep talking. Erica Rich Hand, once one of Dream Company's main competitors and the heir of the Rich Hand family, your goal is to revive your family. Squeak. The obstruction of the ventilation vent was removed, and then a figure jumped down from the opening and landed lightly on the ground. She is exactly the same as the one in the monitor. A dusty face and casually tied hair give off a rough impression. And that pungent odor. But her vibrant red eyes exuded a determined spirit. Hiss. She pressed a seemingly rudimentary dagger against my throat and asked in a low voice. How do you know about this? Chapter 3. Starcoins. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. De co lois ara trong quatrin lay text. Chapter 4. Resurrection Pendant. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I secretly speculated that the basic material of these Starcoins should be ruby, while higher-level Starcoins may have used other rarer gemstones. For example, orange star coins are made of garnet, while yellow star coins are made of yellow crystal. In the entire universe, only a very small number of ultra-rare minerals can surpass the value of these basic gemstones, such as dream gray star fragments, which can be worth several megacoins. By using the Eye of Recognition ability, I was able to view the amount of ether contained in these coins. These ether-filled Starcoins have a trading value twice that of non-charged Starcoins, making me realize that I have a wealth worth 7,000 Starcoins in my hands. When Erica returned and expressed dissatisfaction with my failure to return in time, I told her about some small accidents she had encountered. Although she was surprised by this, she also reminded me to be more careful in the future to avoid unnecessary trouble. I was thinking. The safe in the captain's room may contain wealth that can change my destiny. There are huge amounts of Starcoins and ether hidden inside the prison, which are accumulated through the sale of prisoner corpses and the extraction of ether. This discovery has turned the prison into a treasure trove of abundant resources in my eyes. However, to obtain these treasures, let alone escape this place, I must become stronger and surpass my current level of strength. At present, my combat ability is still very basic. Although my abilities have improved, I lack practical experience and suitable weapons. Even with weapons, not knowing how to use them effectively is futile. At this point, I successfully absorbed a sturdy bulletproof vest at level 10, which gave me a lot of experience points, enough to elevate me to level 10. As my level increased, I also gained new talent points and blueprints. I immediately used the acquired talent points to unlock the attack skill Starburst, which allows me to use Starcoins as a weapon and trigger explosions based on their value. The power of this skill depends on the value of the Starcoins used and may be fatal in one strike, but due to its usage cost, caution is needed when using it. Subsequently, I invested the remaining talent points into the defense feature, aiming to improve my survival ability. Next, I examined the D.level drawings obtained as task rewards, which opened up a new way for me to accumulate wealth by manufacturing and selling items. This precisely reflects the core philosophy of the business profession. To accumulate wealth by utilizing resources and skills. For me, being able to obtain equipment with special attributes or effects would be the best choice. But unexpectedly, the blueprint I received showed an unexpected item. A low-level ether potion, S. This medicine can quickly restore 100 points of ether after ingestion. This discovery makes me very happy. This kind of potion that can instantly replenish ether is extremely important in combat, and its versatility also means it is useful in many other fields. Given the cost and potential profit of producing these potions, it is undoubtedly a good idea to sell them, especially when their performance is not inferior to other similar products on the market. I quickly mastered the production process and the required skills, and immediately began pharmaceutical production. I carefully collected the ether liquid, heated it to boiling, and then added crushed Starcoins to make the mixture cloudy. Finally, I added magical ingredients according to the instructions on the blueprint and successfully made a low-level ether potion, S, carefully putting it into a small bottle, hoping for its future effectiveness. I used a piece of cloth cut from the edge of the prison robe to seal the bottle mouth and made this bottle of medicine that can instantly replenish ether. Under the light, the transparent liquid shimmered and made me smile with satisfaction, realizing that I could start mass-producing this potion. Is this what you want me to try? Erica looked at me with a skeptical gaze, holding the potion I handed her. Although this is just a disposable consumable that can instantly restore 100 ether, for Erica, the value of this potion may far exceed its direct ether recovery effect. It seems like I need to personally demonstrate it to you. As I finished using the ether, I took a small sip of the potion. As the ether concentrate flowed down my throat and spread throughout my body, my once weak body immediately became full of vitality. Look, this is safe. What are the benefits of drinking this? Erica asked curiously. It can enhance your physical strength and stimulate your ether abilities, I explained. Erica's eyes widened even wider. Really? She asked incredulously. Of course, this is not a joke, I assured her. Usually, only the blessed person can utilize the accumulated ether in their body. Not everyone can use ether freely just because they have it. My situation is the same, I continued. Although Robert was born into a family with a strong talent bloodline, he did not inherit any talents, nor did he awaken the most basic talents, and was eventually abandoned by the family. But the emergence of this potion changed everything. This potion is like a forced awakening agent. I explained that every organism has its upper limit to accommodate ether, and over time, the body naturally accumulates an equal amount of ether. Drinking this potion in a state full of ether will force one to break through limits and awaken. Of course, not everyone can achieve this, I added. Obviously, to achieve forced awakening, certain specific conditions need to be met. When taking this potion, the total amount of ether in the body needs to exceed 1000, which is almost an unattainable dream for Robert, who initially only had 100 ether. Even though I have now reached level 10, my total amount of ether has not yet reached the level required for awakening. However, Erica's situation is completely different. She is already at level 15, and the total amount of ether has almost reached 950. In order to escape from this dangerous prison and complete the main mission, awakening is the first step that must be taken. Choosing Erica, a partner with enormous potential, is undoubtedly a wise decision. After all, having a strong companion always brings many benefits. Erica has enormous potential, which means that with proper guidance and cultivation, she has the potential to grow to the 6-star level. The first step in awakening is to reach 1-star rating, which can be achieved by drinking a specially prepared potion to break through personal limits. After Erica drank this potion, her body made a sound that seemed to be surging with strength. "What did you give me to drink?" Erica questioned. "Please be patient a bit," I replied. "If there's a problem, I'll kill you," Erica said, breathing rapidly as she leaned against the wall. She was sweating profusely, with a rosy complexion and limbs, which was a side effect of the awakening process and a clear sign of the smooth progress of the awakening. "Take a deep breath and slowly exhale," I guided her. "Ha! Ha!" Erica followed my instructions. "How do you feel now?" I asked. Erica frowned, but her breathing gradually calmed down. She seemed to be feeling a bit uncomfortable, but in the end, she rubbed her arm in confusion and said, "It feels really strange. It's normal to feel different. Try putting your hand in your heart," I suggest. "Do this." Erica obediently followed suit. "What do you feel?" I continued. "I feel like something is moving," she replied. "Try to guide that feeling to your fingertips," I explained. In fact, I am very familiar with this theory because it is the awakening task tutorial I have learned from the game, and I hope it is equally effective in reality. Fortunately, Erica quickly took action and demonstrated her talent, successfully shining brightly. This is the first spell that beginners in the ether need to master, which can summon a sphere of light that illuminates the darkness. I explained to Erica, who looked confused, "Now try changing the shape of that light ball." "How to change it?" she asked in confusion. "Imagine the shape you want, and then inject your will into it. First, try to form a sharp shape." I guided her. Erica seemed to suddenly understand something. She gathered her 2 fingers together and gently waved them. The spherical ether immediately turned into an arrow shape, and with a gentle push, an originally intact glass bottle was precisely shattered. "You are really a genius." Erica quickly mastered the 1-star basic spell Ether Arrow, and a joyful smile appeared on her face. She then spontaneously created 4 light spheres and began to skillfully manipulate them. What is even more impressive is that she transformed all the light balls into sharp shapes, demonstrating her extraordinary talent. Not all newly awakened 1-star magic users can achieve this. Some people even struggle to maintain a light ball, while geniuses like Erica can create 4 from the beginning. "Are these magic?" Erica asked curiously. "For beginners, there are 11 types of basic magic to learn. However, there are many ways to use basic magic, I explained to her. Subsequently, Erica began to try to shape the light sphere into different geometric shapes, and her eyes sparkled with excitement. She even easily formed a star shape, which usually requires more than a year of training to achieve. This makes me more confident in her potential. I smiled with satisfaction, checked the status window, and found that new tasks had appeared, and the rewards were also quite generous. A 1-star ether beginner can master 12 basic spells. The most complex task is to transform the ether into 4 major elements: water, fire, earth, and wind. Furthermore, it can even transform into special elements such as electricity and ice. And Erica successfully created 6 elemental forms in just one day. The realm that combines these elements with attack skills is a 2-star ether trainee. Although the limit of 1-star rating is clear, no one can immediately display all their abilities, regardless of their talent. But this is not a reason for despair, because once the elements can be successfully displayed, the process of learning other magic will become smoother. This includes magic like digging that can dig the ground, the weighting and lightning of objects that can change their weight, and the stacking of ether layers on the surface. Task completed, obtain 3 talent points. Ethereum increases by 300 through 3 days of guidance. I have received satisfactory rewards, and the total amount of ether has now reached 900. I have also entered a state where I can awaken by drinking special potions. What is your name? Erica asked curiously. Why did you suddenly ask my name? I retorted. We had a very natural conversation before, and I forgot to ask. After all, you are my mentor. Erica caressed her cheek, seemingly more interested in me. I know that completing character tasks can also unlock so-called favorability tasks. The higher the favorability, the closer the relationship between them will be, and loyalty will also increase accordingly. I told her without hesitation. My name is Robert Laumer. Robert. She whispered my name. Yes, I have already shared everything I know with you, and the rest is up to you, I said. Erica nodded and began practicing the manipulation of the ether. She can not only change the various shapes of the sphere, but also easily cover the ether on the sword. This technology is called layering and can significantly enhance the cutting power and power of weapons, greatly improving combat efficiency. I realized that I couldn't just immerse myself in these achievements. I applied the talent points I received from the mission rewards to the defense feature and took out a bottle of potion to prepare for my awakening. It's my turn to awaken myself. After taking a deep breath, I drank the bottle of ether potion. Immediately, I felt the dilation of blood vessels throughout my body and the accompanying severe pain. This feeling is really terrible, I said, and as the pain gradually subsided, I tried to create a light ball and succeeded. At least I can make 3. I confidently thought. Considering that Erica can make 5 spheres at once, my ability also shows that I am quite outstanding. Although my ether reserves have not yet reached the level of a novice wizard, as I awaken, my potential begins to manifest. 2 weeks later, Erica and I continued to practice controlling the ether to deal with any possible attacks, and our skills reached a level of ease in our daily lives. Ignite. That's exactly how I changed the nature of ether to become a fire element, creating flames to boil the last batch of medicinal ingredients. So far, we have produced nearly 60 bottles of medicine. 4 of them have been used, and we plan to use the rest for combat when necessary. Are you still making potions? Erica asked. This is the last batch, I replied. After drinking them, the speed of ether's response will significantly increase, right? She continued to ask. I nodded to confirm Erica's question and took out 25 bottles of potions. These are for you. So many. I also kept some for myself. Erica's face showed a rare smile. Unconsciously, our tacit understanding has reached a new level, indicating that our trust has been firmly established. So, I made a request. I want to borrow something special from you, it's more important than that. You can freely choose the items in the hiding place. I need that pendant. My sudden request made Erica frown tightly. Although our relationship has deepened over the past few weeks, it is ultimately a legacy left by her father, a necklace that once saved her life, and she will not easily hand it over. Why do you need that necklace? I'll only borrow it for a few days. But it's very important to me. Erica hesitated for a moment before finally looking straight at me. Then, she took out the hidden green necklace from her shirt. Resurrection Pendant, LV.55, this is a precious item with a level of 55. Chapter 4. Space Pirate Invasion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The value of an item depends not only on its function, but also on its historical depth and powerful capabilities, and the evaluation naturally increases accordingly. Unfortunately, its built.in resurrection skill has already been used before, resulting in a slight decrease in level. Number 39, but even at level 55, it is still extremely precious. Anyway, even if the level is higher, I cannot meet the amount of ether needed for absorption. Number 34, I promise to safely return it to you. Number 34, can you tell me how you plan to use it? Number 34, it is crucial for us to overcome difficulties. Number 34, after some consideration, Erica took off the pendant hanging around her neck and handed it to me. Number 34, if you lose it, I will never spare you lightly. Number 34, at the moment when our trust played a crucial role, I included the necklace in my inventory and checked the conditions for absorption. The required amount of Ethernet is 1000. It takes 3 days to complete absorption. Number 34, I am curious how much level this can help me improve. Number 34, time passed rapidly, and 3 days later, successfully absorbed Resurrection Pendant, LV.55, obtaining item points plus 5000, gain experience points plus 5000. I gained an amazing 5000 experience points, and upgrade information kept flashing on the screen. Upgrade successful, upgrade successful, upgrade successful. After about 9 upgrades, I finally saw the long-awaited prompt. You have reached level 25, completed the job transfer task. Obtain TP plus 10, obtain random drawings, D.level. What will happen? Wait a moment. A blue blueprint appears in the air. You have obtained the Jet Backpack Blueprint, D.level, number 34, this is indeed a good thing. Number 34, although extraterrestrial organisms can survive freely in space, they are somewhat inconvenient in terms of mobility. With a jet backpack, you can engage in more flexible combat movements. Number 39, the starting point is the bulletproof vest given by Erica, along with the engine and pressure control system powered by ether. Although I am not a professional engineer, but with the drawings, the working principle, structure, and manufacturing method of the engine have been clearly imprinted in my mind. Number 34, it's really too complicated. Number 34, of course, this is not as simple as making potions, it requires precise flame magic for welding and complex system integration. It will take at least a week. After estimating the required production cycle, I reviewed the TP obtained. Number 39, obtained 15 through upgrading and an additional 10 upon completing the task. A total of 25 TP, of which 24 have been assigned to features. Defense capability. Initial level. Resistance increased by 1 point. Level 2. Reduced damage taken by 10 points. Level 3. Deadly damage reduction increased by 1%. Level 4. Increase health by 100 points. Level 5. Increase blocking chance by 1%. Level 6. Increase attribute defense by 2%. Level 7. Ether energy increases by 100 points. Level 8. Reduce skill damage taken by 5%. Level 9. Defense increased by 1%. Level 10. Activate skill, Star Shield, auxiliary ability. Initial level. Increase intelligence by 1 point. Level 2. Reduce the cooldown time of manufactured items by 5%. Level 3. Ether energy consumption reduced by 5%. Level 4. Ether energy increases by 100 points. Level 5. Ether energy recovery speed increased by 5%. Level 6. Increase all recovery by 5%. Level 7. Ether energy increases by 100 points. Level 8. Skill cooldown reduced by 5%. Level 9. Shield strength increased by 5%. Level 10. Activate skill, star expansion, 2 skills acquired. Star shield. Generate a shield in the designated position. Shield strength. Equivalent to star value multiplied by resistance/10. Requires Ethernet energy. 100 points. This is a defensive skill that generates a protective wall by throwing stars. Star expansion. Consume stars to increase storage space. Increased amount. Equivalent to dividing the star value by 10 kilograms. Requires Ethernet energy. 100 points. This is an auxiliary skill used to expand storage space. Now let's take a look at the improved ability values. Level 25 Strength, 25 Agility, 25 Intelligence, 25 Luck, 65 Resistance, 20 Ether Energy, 1300/1300 Health, 1200/1200. Number 34, the results are very significant. Number 34, my current strength has approached or exceeded the level of a prison captain. Especially the increase in luck value is very eye-catching. Lucky. 65. Critical hit rate increased by 6.5%. Critical damage increased by 6.5%. Increase item drop rate by 6.5%. Critical hit rate, which is the probability of successfully dealing a fatal blow, can significantly increase damage output. The increase in critical damage is crucial for combat. In the universe, it is extremely rare to find items related to lucky attributes, which makes merchants who possess such items very precious. Number 34, this task will last for a total of 6 weeks. Number 34, there are currently 15 days left. Number 34, this is the time limit from when I stepped onto Prisoner Island to when the Blackbeard raid incident occurred. Number 34, in order to seize this opportunity, I have been counting down. Number 34, there are still many tasks to be completed. Number 34, the most critical task is to manufacture jet backpack engines. Number 34, in addition, I also plan to engage in activities such as ether refinement and item fusion, and in the next 15 days, I must efficiently schedule every moment to ensure that no time is wasted. So, I took out a notebook for recording future plans. Number 34, it's decided. Number 34, I checked the completed tasks and closed my notebook. At the surveillance center on Prisoner Island, a surveillance operator yawned heavily, his gaze crossing the window and gazing into the vast universe. It will take 2 more days to reach the next destination. During this period, he must regularly check important indicators such as navigation speed, navigation system, and central processing unit, CPU. Number 34, always be vigilant. Number 34, understand. I'll take a break first, and you can continue monitoring the speed. Number 34, received, Sergeant. Number 34, despite the tedious task, the operator still handed over the work to the assistant and walked unsteadily towards the temporary sleeper, wearing a blackout eye mask. According to regulations, they should always be vigilant about the external environment, but safety is guaranteed on the main routes controlled by the Alliance. After all, few people dare to challenge the safe shipping of super enterprises. However, unexpected situations always occur. Number 34, Sergeant. The radar has captured 2 Talon-class and 3 Meteor-class warships. Number 34, what? Number 34, they are getting closer to us. Number 34, the sergeant quickly removed the blackout eye mask and fixed his gaze on the radar screen. As reported by the corporal, several unregistered ships were detected. 5 warships were approaching when a red signal suddenly appeared on the radar. Has the frigate also arrived? A frigate is a medium-sized warship equipped with a large hangar, multiple heavy gun turrets, and heavy armor. Usually, only larger pirate groups are equipped with this type of attack ship. Once they fire, the safety of the prisoner island will face a severe test. Emergency. Emergency. 6 unidentified aircraft are approaching Prisoner Island. Please immediately adjust the shield power to maximum and request assistance from the Alliance Security Administration. The sergeant quickly issued a radio distress signal and then said to the corporal, "Hurry up and inform Captain Rachel." Understood. What's going on here? At this critical moment, missiles launched from all directions launched a fierce bombing of Prisoner Island, causing the warship to shake violently. Ships encounter external attacks, shield strength reduced to 86%, not only that, high-speed armor-piercing shells from all directions severely weakened the warship's shield, and the sudden attack plunged the control room into chaos. At the same time, the speed of navigation on Prisoner Island sharply decreased, and enemy fighter jets pursued closely. The enemy is using armor-piercing shells for attack, Sergeant. Fire back. The distance is too close, counterattacks may cause harm to ourselves. At this point, the launched anchor hook further slowed down the speed of the Prisoner Island and damaged its armor, ultimately rendering it immobile and in a difficult situation. Then, Rachel's order sounded on the Prisoner Island, "Attention everyone, we are currently being attacked by an unknown pirate group, attention everyone, the first group will go to the machine room and Ethernet energy room. The second group vows to defend the reactor to the death. The shield operation room and command center are the responsibility of Officer Lee Heischer. Under the command of Captain Rachel, prison guards and medical personnel began to gather towards key facilities. At this moment, the rear doors of the Meteor battleship and the Talon-class ships opened, and members of the pirate group equipped with jet backpacks rushed towards Prisoner Island with laser weapons. The operation to capture Prisoner Island has officially begun. Number 34, action begins. Number 34, I smiled lightly as I felt the prisoner ship swaying from the bombing. Currently, Erica and I are hiding next to the ventilation duct that provides a direct view of the command center. There are 5 enemies approaching at point B, and 3 at point A. Point C has also been attacked by 6 intruders. They seem to be carrying explosive devices and shield generators, please prioritize handling. Enemies are all wearing heavy armor. This is exactly the attack method of the Blackbeard gang, which was completely within our expectations. The command center strives to minimize losses by updating information in real time. I smiled at the operators in chaos. Level 12, Level 11, Level 13, these enemies are not as advanced as Erica, and their health and equipment are noticeably weaker. I immediately took out 100 star chips from my backpack. Try this one. Gently, I threw a star towards the target area. As the countdown ended, a loud explosion sounded in the control room. This is really powerful. Indeed, this skill that consumes resources to release a large amount of energy is truly worthy of its name. After using the starburst skill, the control room was instantly affected by an explosion, turning into chaos. Several operators painfully attempted to escape in the explosion, while the operator closest to the center of the explosion was unable to stand up again. Let's go in. Erica and I looked at each other as she quickly removed the grill from the ventilation duct and jumped into the control room, landing steadily on the ground. Whoosh! Immediately, she swung her sword full of ether and quickly and decisively dealt with an operator attempting to resist. Invaders! A female operator tried her best to scream a warning, but was soon knocked down with a sword by Erica, permanently losing her voice. This entire process only occurred within a few seconds. Erica's movements are rapid and her combat skills are outstanding. Go to hell, you bastard. At this moment, an operator quickly drew a gun from his pocket and fired at Erica. Despite the unexpected attack, I observed the entire situation from inside the ventilation duct and responded promptly. Activate the star shield skill. The star fragments I threw formed a transparent protective barrier in front of the bullet's trajectory, blocking the bullet and ensuring Erica's safety. I didn't stop and immediately used ether to cast the gravity-binding magic on the man. When the energy released by my fingers surrounded the man who was about to fire again, his movements froze. At the same time as I issued a warning, number 34, beware of the rear. Number 34, Erica quickly turned around, slashed with one sword, and continuously dealt with the remaining opponents, sending me a signal to report. It is precisely these precise collaborations and rapid control of the situation that enable us to handle situations so efficiently. Our quick action, combined with the fact that there are non-combatants in the control room, and the opportunity to find and utilize in the chaos, combined with Erica's precise use of ether capabilities, constitute the key to our victory. Number 34, we are going to cut off the power now. Number 34, understand. Number 34, meanwhile, ensure that all monitoring devices are destroyed. When Erica was busy cutting off power and destroying surveillance facilities, I began to gather potentially useful materials and put on the uniform I had previously taken off. Although it may be stained with blood, if it can make the enemy slightly relax their guard, then everything is worth it. This is for you. I handed Erica a piece of clothing for a female staff member in the control room, and she nodded to take it and quickly changed it on. In this way, our disguise has become more perfect. As I was pondering on my strategy, footsteps could be heard in the distance. It seems that someone is approaching Erica, and I exchanged a glance, and after a moment of tacit understanding, we approached the wall and prepared the star film and pistol. Bang! Once the door to the surveillance room was pushed open, I didn't hesitate to pull the trigger. Ah! Despite being more powerful than expected, the fired bullet was blocked by a blue polygonal shield. Reactive shield. This is an advanced defense equipment that can automatically activate through ether molecules in the air when its wearer faces a threat, forming a protective barrier that reduces damage. The application of this Ethernet capability requires at least a second level of Ethernet manipulation ability, which is almost impossible for ordinary people to master. This indicates that our opponent has at least high combat effectiveness and technical level. Level 21, after confirming the opponent's strength, I flexibly dodged the upcoming attack and quickly moved to a more advantageous position. I gathered a portion of the ether at my fingertips, ready to launch an attack. Fortunately, due to the larger size of the opponent, my gravity magic emphasis has a particularly noticeable effect. Number 34, these despicable guys. Number 34, he roared angrily, and suddenly a sharp blade appeared on his arm. But due to the effect of gravity magic, his movement speed significantly slowed down. Whoosh! Erica took the opportunity to strike with a fierce sword, and the opponent barely blocked the attack, obviously being affected to some extent. Number 34, how dare you sneak attack. Number 34, the other party roared angrily and immediately injected a medication into their forearm. His body size began to rapidly increase, clearly due to the action of some medication. Number 39, this is troublesome. Number 39, not only does the opponent's physical strength increase, but their ever-changing shields and special weapons also make the battle more complex. The most troublesome thing is the opponent's weapons and defense equipment. The abnormal weapon deformation and advanced shields require us to deal with them more cautiously. Fortunately, the other person's movements are not agile, which is an advantage for us. I use my speed and flexibility to evade attacks while seeking opportunities for counterattacks. Creak creak. At that moment, the other party's arm suddenly transformed into an axe, fiercely smashing towards the ground. The floor was smashed into a large hole due to strong force, and fragments splattered everywhere. This completely exceeded my expectations. How terrifying would the power of their senior leaders be if an ordinary enemy possessed such a powerful force? I was almost hit in the throat by a fierce blade attack and dodged at the critical moment. It's too dangerous. The enemy's attacks were surging, while Erica kept a certain distance and began to unleash her ether skills. Sensing her movements, I threw out the star in my hand to ensure Erica's safety at this distance. Bang! At that moment, the enemy's face who was trying to grab my hair was directly hit by a blade number 34. 34. Fortunately, the explosion caused significant damage, and the enemy screamed in pain while covering their faces. I myself am safe and sound. In theory, considering the power of the explosion, I should take some damage, but the specific skills activated by me make me immune to my own damage. What skill is that? The unique ether response during skill activation produces an immune effect, but I can't quite remember the specific details. Faced with an enemy covered in blood and forced to retreat, I aimed again and prepared to attack again. Card eraser. However, the pistol only made an empty sound. I frowned slightly dejectedly and hurriedly replaced the magazine, while taking out another star chip to prepare for reuse. At this point, the enemy began to lose balance. He tripped over the pothole quickly created by Erica using the ether on the ground and accidentally fell backwards. Seize this opportunity. Chapter 5. Using Taiyuan liquid. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I took advantage of this moment and quickly took out another star fragment, throwing it at the enemy's neck. However, another layer of shield was instantly activated, offsetting all the impact of the explosion. The enemy showed a painful expression on their face, barely blocking the attack and relying on their reactive shield to barely sustain their life. But Erica had seized the opportunity, quickly lowered herself, and cut off his Achilles tendon with a sword. Despite the enemy's painful cries, Erica did not stop. The enemy has fallen to the ground and is in an absolute disadvantageous position. Erica relentlessly continues to attack his critical areas. Number 34, help. Number 34, he tried to protect his neck and heart area with his hands like shields, but blood gushed out like a spring, and he could only utter a desperate cry for life. Without hesitation, Erica cut off the arms attempting to defend, her gaze cold and merciless, directly ending the other person's life. She has no sympathy for these wicked people who deprive others of their lives and absorb ether for their own greedy purposes. She has become stronger. After cleaning up the control room staff, Erica's experience was worth improving. With the defeat of this powerful enemy, her level has been raised again. LV.18, now she has reached level 18. Compared to me, her strength and agility dominate her attribute enhancement. Number 34, who? Number 34, Erica took a deep breath and leaned against the wall to rest. It is understandable that she constantly uses ether to strengthen her weapons in battle and feels exhausted. Taking advantage of this opportunity to rest, I quickly collected items from the battlefield. Protective Watch, LV.25, EP1 Battle Potion, LV.20, this is currently all the items that can be recycled. Their other equipment has been damaged and unusable, and after inspection, it was found that they did not carry any valuable items. I also picked up the ignition key from the enemy's neck and urged Erica to prepare to leave. Number 34, we'd better leave here as soon as possible. Number 34, can I take a break for a while? Number 34, now is not the time to rest. Although this attack plunged the entire prisoner ship into chaos, as someone who knew the game, I understood that the conflict was destined to end with the victory of the guards. Because Rachel, who commanded this prisoner ship, was far more powerful than the leader of the Blackbeard pirates. We need to find the best time to escape. If the delay is too long, the Star Cluster Police, Gerstel, may intervene at this moment. Erica took some recovery potions and stood up again. Although the battle lasted for a period of time, no additional reinforcements arrived, indicating that the attack of the Blackbeard pirates was very fierce. John, how is the situation in the control room? I crushed the walkie-talkie on the ground with my feet, and then climbed back into the ventilation duct. We should go directly to the Ethernet storage room. Now is the best time to seize resources. At the same time, outside the main door of the Ethernet storage room, an emergency call sounded. We need reinforcements. At present, all areas are under attack, Captain. Damn it. Captain Long of the prisoner ship's first team angrily cursed and activated his magnetic field protection device. There are 8 enemies facing us, who are not ordinary warriors, but experts with the ability to manipulate the ether. What is their firepower level? The invaders carried various advanced optical weapons, from accelerating ion guns to plasma guns, and then to high-energy photon beam guns. Under wave after wave of laser bombardment, the first layer of electric field barrier is broken down, and the urgently activated ether magnetic field gradually loses its effectiveness. This cannot be solved in a short period of time. They deliberately disrupted the energy storage system of the magnetic field generator. The space pirates used shield shells to resist counterattacks, adopting a strategy of depleting shield energy and concentrating firepower to eliminate soldiers with weakened defense capabilities, executing flawlessly. Obviously, the troops managing prisoners cannot be compared to pirates who make a living through plunder and have rich combat experience. The soldiers collapsed weakly. A tall man led the way, carrying a high-speed plasma gun that easily broke through the defense line of the first team. His movements are quick and agile, easily avoiding dense laser attacks, especially his hooked arms, which are particularly noteworthy. That's One-Eyed Jackson. This discovery made Long involuntarily feel scared. Whether facing the Allied or Imperial forces, the Blackbeard pirates relentlessly plundered. Their leader, Jackson, is a notorious space pirate with a bounty of up to 100 million Starcoins. Oh, are you the person in charge here? Using such despicable means. Imprisoning people and absorbing their energy, you have no right to speak. Puff. Jackson's hook swung fiercely, breaking Long's reactive shield and hitting his left eye directly. More precisely, the hook cleverly bypassed the eyeball and directly removed Long's eyeball. Then, Jackson quickly cut Long's throat with his machete, which frightened the soldiers around him. Clean up the scene. Jackson gave a concise order and placed the captain's eye on the iris scanner. As the blue light scanned the eyeball, soon the door to the ether raw material storage room slowly opened. Jackson's face showed a satisfied smile as he walked towards the nearby cabinet. But this sense of satisfaction was quickly replaced by anger, as the cabinets that were supposed to be filled with ether were now empty. We seized the opportunity. In the dim ventilation duct, I used the shine skill to illuminate and quickly left the explosion scene, feeling fortunate. Although this important energy storage facility is heavily guarded, its internal defense is unexpectedly weak. Energy stock solution, Dr. Level A. Quantity 52 liters energy stock solution, Dr. Level B. Quantity 120 liters. Therefore, I successfully searched all the energy source liquids in the storage room and took away all visible psychotropic drugs. The maximum weight limit is 320 kilograms. Based on my calculation of 10 times the strength, my load-bearing capacity is 220 kilograms, plus an additional 100 kilograms added through skills. Using the auxiliary skill star expansion, I successfully increased the capacity in weight of my backpack. Although the remaining celestial resources are only 1,300, considering that I have cleared all resources, I do not feel any regret. Meet in the hangar in 30 minutes. What if I can't arrive on time? Then start Plan B. Erica nodded lightly and walked along another path. Time is tight, and we still have many resources to gather, so we must act quickly. After about 10 minutes of exploration, I finally arrived at the commander's office. A beautifully decorated space. On one side is a wine cellar rack displaying various precious wines, and on the other side is a work area decorated with desks and safes. It looks deserted, I whispered. Chapter 6. Sun Gloves. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although the commander's office is equipped with a 3-layer security system, the protection of ventilation ducts is greatly ignored, which has become the key to my infiltration. I walked towards the safe with satisfaction. Indeed, it is locked. As expected, the safe is equipped with an iris recognition lock, which can only be unlocked through specific iris data. I took out a larger celestial fragment and tried to use it to break the lock of the safe. Taking a few steps back, I activated the Starburst skill. With a loud bang, the door of the safe was blown open, and various colored celestial fragments scattered throughout the interior, including precious red, orange, and even extremely rare yellow fragments. The total value of these fragments reaches 100 million star coins. Choosing to come to the commander's office is indeed wise. The initial plan was to steal the energy liquid and quickly evacuate, but now with these celestial fragments, the plan naturally changed. Based on my understanding of this detention facility, it will take at least 2 hours to receive support from the Public Security Department. This is an opportunity that cannot be missed. I also took out a pair of gloves from the safe. Sun gloves, rare. Power enhancement, LV.3. Skill assistance, LV.3. Fire attribute enhancement, LV.2. This pair of gloves, considered an artifact level, can increase strength by 10 points and provide skill enhancement effects according to level classification. When worn, it can also gain additional experience points. However, its equipment conditions are extremely demanding. It requires strength, agility, and a level of over 30. Although I am currently unable to directly use these artifacts, their absorption does not require the consumption of additional ether. I have to accept that the time cannot be changed. This pair of gloves has become an important asset in my future plans. Just as I was immersed in the joy of victory, the door to the commander's office was suddenly pushed open. A familiar figure stood at the door. Why is she here? Her appearance at such a moment was not surprising. In this luxurious decorated office, Rachel frowned, her body covered in blood. She was holding a severed head in her hand. It belonged to Jackson, the leader of the Blackbeard pirates. In an instant, the room fell silent. It's troublesome now, I silently thought to myself, shocked by the situation before me. In this game, Rachel, an NPC, can be either an enemy or an ally. She is a key character who can play an important role until the end. Number 34, choosing to see her as an ally seems like a wiser decision. Number 34, but at this moment, this choice doesn't seem to bring much change. Until the game progresses to Chapter 5, the option to recruit companions is locked. Surprisingly, Rachel's favorability increased by 30 points. Unexpectedly, there has been a significant increase in favorability, which is comparable to the level of favorability that Erica and I have accumulated over the past 2 months. But this is not entirely a good thing. Rachel's interest in me has increased, which also means her vigilance and attention towards me have increased. Even more shocking is that Rachel's displayed level. Level 86. Far exceeds the strength of the prison captain. After a calm analysis, it was concluded that being enemies with her is almost equivalent to seeking her own death. After all, she is the person who can kill pirate leader Jackson up to level 60. This is indeed unexpected, Rachel said calmly. It's already surprising that you've survived until now. I didn't expect you to even empty the safe. Her lips slightly curved and she took a step towards me. Although it may seem like a small step, she almost instantly appeared in front of me. At this moment, 2 fragments of star coins slipped from my hand. Activate Starburst, activate Star Shield. This is an instinctive reaction, and I understand that without using skills, I will not be able to survive. Bang! The explosion caused by the yellow star coin fragments I released knocked Rachel away. Despite the high cost of this attack, worth up to 10 million star coins, Rachel did not fall. GUH. She was on the verge of collapse, trying to stand still. This scene was unbelievable. Although she absorbed most of the damage with her fast shield, her survival was still shocking. Breathing. Despite being injured, she still counterattacked and fired and charged energy ball. By using the Star Shield skill worth 10 million star coins, I not only successfully destroyed her reaction shield, but also damaged her jet backpack. If these defense measures were not in place, this attack could be fatal. The indestructible will is activated, all ability values temporarily increased. At this critical moment, my special ability was triggered, and my whole body was immediately endowed with new strength. I have a special attribute. When my physical strength approaches its limit, my strength will increase. This enabled me to successfully jump into the ventilation duct and escape the scene. Number 34, escape is the only option. Number 34, I didn't look back, ran with all my might, and quickly drank a bottle of energy-boosting potion. Although this has temporarily deprived me of some strength, I cannot be certain when the rescue will arrive and must leave here as soon as possible. After 5 minutes of nervous running, I chose the most direct route and arrived at the hangar of the prisoner's ship panting heavily. Fortunately, my escape route was not far from the commander's office, which gave me a chance to escape. What happened? Erica poked her head out of the fighter jet and asked. My escape plan requires forcibly opening the garage door, which requires specific security keys. Fortunately, I defeated an important enemy in the previous battle and obtained an A-level security key. Long. After scanning with the security key, I pulled the lever on the wall and slowly opened the huge iron door, revealing the spectacular scenery of outer space. I was briefly shocked by this scene. I fastened my seatbelt and asked, "Have you brought all the things I asked you to prepare? There are shield modules and solar wind modules here." Well done. I breathed a sigh of relief and looked out again. In the center of the universe near the prison ship, the main ship of the Blackbeard pirates, the corvette, is preparing to land. This has earned us valuable escape time. However, with the fall of Blackbeard's leader, the outcome of the battle has become clear, and soon the Geschütz police, responsible for maintaining order in the Gaia star cluster, will arrive. This means that pursuing us is only a matter of time. Has the module been installed yet? Well, let's talk about it later. Let's start it now. I haven't had much exposure to this model since I was 12 years old. Although I am confused about these complex and unknown buttons, discussing them now is not helpful. Fortunately, the fighter jet's engine began to vibrate violently, making a jet sound. Erica was busy adjusting various settings and then pulling the control lever towards her. The wheels of the fighter lifted off the ground and began to accelerate forward. Chapter 7. Driver Thunder. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, we successfully escaped. Number 34, we were overjoyed. Erica turned around while controlling the steering stick and hugged me tightly, celebrating our achievements. As if to confirm this moment, a prompt message popped up on the system interface. Successfully escaped prisoner ship, obtain 10 TP, obtain C.level design drawings. Number 34, we have finally achieved it. Number 34, C.level design drawings are extremely valuable resources with enormous potential value. As I carefully collected the design drawings, I said to Erica, "Drive the fighter jet into the hangar over there." "Do you mean, go straight in now?" "Yes, if we can operate with precision, we may have a chance to capture the corvette." The corvette is a level 3 defense ship equipped with up to 12 module slots and numerous defense modules. The key is that it is almost impossible to escape pursuit with a level 1 fighter jet. If Geschütz were to appear, we wouldn't have a chance. The Gaia cluster is ruled by 12 large corporations, forming the Gaia Federation, one of the wealthiest and most technologically advanced forces in the universe, and is rapidly expanding its influence. Geschütz, as the self-defense force of this star cluster, its strength cannot be underestimated. Look, the hangar door is about to close. Increase the speed to maximum. If we can't get in, neither of us will do anything. You should have told me this crucial information earlier. Alika quickly operated various control buttons in an emergency. With the engine spraying at full force, the speed surged. This is really exciting. With flexible control, we successfully slid in before the hangar door was completely closed. But obviously, Erica didn't fully consider the next situation, so she hastily adjusted her speed. With a loud bang, I quickly shouted, "Stop, brake." Due to the speed being too fast, we ultimately collided with the walls of the hangar. After enduring the impact, I couldn't help but moan softly. I rubbed the soreness in my neck and looked around. The hangar of the Corvette is about 3 times the size of the prisoner ship's hangar, but obviously all the fighter planes have been deployed and there is no one inside. This is pretty good, I thought to myself. Since we have already barged in, we must quickly control this place. The absence of fighter jets means that there may be relatively fewer defenders here. Number 34, where has everyone gone? Number 34, I looked around while speaking. Sure enough, only a few space pirates were welcoming me, and their equipment clearly indicated that they were just auxiliary personnel on board and should not pose a significant threat. It seems that I am the new owner of this ship, I said half-jokingly. What is this guy talking about? A pirate holding a weapon responded in confusion. I casually threw a star coin fragment worth 1,000,000 stars at them, and then, with a loud bang, they were instantly engulfed by a powerful explosive force. This is the expected result. I shook my head and lightly patted the dust on my clothes. It is extraordinary that Rachel can withstand such a powerful explosive force and survive. Didn't we say we wanted to keep a few drivers? Erica asked. We will find other drivers, I replied. How do you know? Let's get out of here now. I shrugged and quickened my pace as I walked towards the control room. I've never driven such a big boat before, Erica said anxiously. Don't worry, you don't need to drive, I comforted her. Do you want to drive? Of course, I don't know either. I can't even handle the operation of small fighter jets, let alone piloting Corvette-class ships. When we entered the control room, we found that there was already someone inside. A man with protruding front teeth, who looks like a rabbit, and a boy who looks like a primary school student. The man was angrily pointing his gun at the little boy and loudly reprimanding. I told you not to approach. Hey, calm down, friend. I tried to calm the situation. Do you want to see the only pilot die? The angry man seemed to want to teach us a lesson, and he hit the little boy hard in the face. After seeing the redness and swelling on the little boy's face, Erica was furious and said, "This kind of person is really." Calm down, put down your weapon first. I gestured for her to remain calm. But, despite reluctance, Erica frowned and placed her knife on the ground. Seeing this, the man laughed and his voice became even more piercing. Tie your hands with the rope over there. Number 34, we are not your enemies. In fact, we can become allies. Number 34, I tried to persuade him. Number 34, what tricks are you trying to play? Number 34, it is obvious that my words did not have much effect. I immediately took out a relatively low value but still threatening star coin fragment. The blood vessels on the man's Adam's apple protruded nervously. Number 34, don't make meaningless resistance anymore. Number 34, I said sternly. Number 34, your leader has been killed in action. Geister's troops will arrive soon. Do you think procrastinating has any benefits for you? Number 34, I retorted in a calm tone. Number 34, shut up. Number 34, the man angrily shot an ether energy bomb into the air, then grabbed the little boy's hair. I showed the star coin fragments in my hand to ensure he could see them clearly. Number 34, as I said before, I don't want to be enemies with you. As long as you are willing to cooperate, I can give you more of these things. Number 34, I proposed a transaction. Number 34, do you think I will believe you? Number 34, he jokingly asked back. Number 34, this is the earnest money paid in advance. Number 34, I said. I threw a bright orange star coin fragment towards him, and the man's gaze followed closely behind. When the star coins landed, he bent down to pick them up. At this moment, I activated the Star Shield skill. A transparent orange shield formed between me and the man. I took this opportunity to charge towards him, and he panicked and fired a few shots, but the shield blocked all the bullets. I quickly picked up the little boy and rolled to the side. Erica reacted quickly and cut the man's ankle. The man fired several more shots in panic, but we have ensured the safety of the little boy, and the man's life is on the line. Number 34, please. As soon as his pleading fell, Erica neatly ended his life. I quickly covered the little boy's eyes to prevent him from seeing this cruel scene. The little boy whispered in my arms, "Number 34, who are you, number 34?" His voice carries innocence and curiosity. When I moved my hand away, the little boy's clear ocean-like eyes were fixed on me. I smiled at him. "Hello, I am a friend, number 34, number 34, will you hurt me, number 34, he asked cautiously. Chapter 8. Escape. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Number 34, from now on, no one can harm you. I assure you, number 34, I answered firmly. This little boy, who has been abused by pirate groups for a long time, is actually a high-level Gaia person manufactured using the most advanced artificial intelligence technology. His brain is equipped with efficient data processing functions. Lei, on the other hand, is a semi-robot who underwent functional chip implantation and body enhancement surgery. This surgery is known for its low success rate, and Lei is one of the few survivors. Having control over all the activities of the entire ship, as well as top-notch information collection and processing capabilities, Ray became my main goal in venturing into Corvette. To obtain this hidden NPC. At the same time, in the high safety level command room of the ship, an elderly man with white hair wearing artificial eyes quickly rushed to the injured Rachel's side. Despite being heavily injured after an unknown explosion, Rachel still maintained a strong smile. "What is the current situation?" Rachel asked. "The internal suppression has been completed. We have contacted Gestal and the elite troops are about to arrive," the man reported. "Help me up." Dr. Leo carefully lifted Rachel and began treatment. Although the external injury was quickly treated, the internal injury was severe and required immediate surgical treatment. "I'm going to inject you with anesthesia." "No need, continue reporting while treating," Rachel said firmly. This attack was carried out by the Blackbeard team. They not only stole the ether, but by interrogating a captured pirate, we also discovered that you may be their main target. If I become their target, they may be trying to control you to demand high ransom, or they may be hired by competitors of Dream Company. Rachel frowned. Has the major faction started taking action? By investigating the identification codes of the Corvette and fighter jets, we have confirmed that they are marked as belonging to the Predator. They underestimate me too much. Jackson was once a high-level powerhouse, and his ending was somewhat self-inflicted. But Rachel's existence is an unexpected variable. Rachel's strength was cultivated by absorbing various spiritual medicines and rare items. Robert. He's still alive. Yes, we found evidence of his survival while inspecting the ventilation system. Has the monitoring system been restored? Dr. Leo immediately activated the holographic display screen. This is a real-time image of the Ethernet storage room. Is the theft of the ether also the pen of that person? It seems he has already taken the lead, Rachel said with a contemptuous smile. Number 34, it seems that he has taken almost everything from the highest security level area. Number 34, Rachel speculated that the other party may have mastered the technology of spatial displacement. Number 34, it is indeed possible. Number 34, she smiled lightly as she spoke, while also drinking an expensive bottle of recovery potion. Rachel quickly drank up the potion and then moved her fingers as if demonstrating, quickly regaining her composure. Number 34, has the location of the target been determined? Number 34, she asked. Number 34, yes, according to reports, he escaped using the Shooting Star fighter jet stored in the hangar and transferred to the Andrea Corvette Midway. According to the eyewitness's description, he has been out of sight for about 10 minutes. Number 34, he can't escape far. Number 34, Rachel carefully examined the ether fragments recovered through level 3 magic time backtracking. Each Ethernet fragment has a unique encoding, just like fingerprints, which is very effective for tracking fugitives. Number 34, the wanted notice I posted will include these codes. Anyone who discovers these codes will receive a reward of 10 million star coins. The reward for finding the target is 100 million star coins. If they can be caught alive and brought to me, the prize will reach 1 billion star coins. Number 34, understood, Commander. Number 34, at the same time, continue to monitor the market to see if these stolen ethers will appear, as they carry the logo of Dream Company and should be easily recognizable. Number 34. Dr. Leo anxiously reminded Rachel as she left the office. Number 34, you still need to rest. Number 34, I have cast a tracking spell on that person. If we delay, he may escape from my perception range. Number 34, even so, you should still act together with the support forces. Number 34, I will provide location information for them to keep up on their own. Number 34, as soon as Rachel finished speaking, she boarded the Triumph and firmly grasped the steering wheel. In the cabin of the Andreas ship, Erica sat with complex eyes fixed on Ray. She asked sarcastically, is this little one the captain who wants to control our lives? The control of a large ship is already complex, and it seems like a joke that a young boy should take on the responsibility of piloting a 50-man ship. Oh, what are you doing? Suddenly, Erica sighed. She's really an old witch, Lay replied, with a hint of childishness in his voice. Erica sneered and bit her finger, but what surprised her even more was Ray's tone and attitude. Although Ray acted like a child, Robert always maintained a peaceful expression on his face. He even took out candy from his pocket and put it into Ray's mouth with his own hands, his movements gentle and considerate. Such intimate behavior made the onlooker Erica almost unable to recognize him. And Xiaolei accepted the candy and ate it obediently. The scene was even more comical. Brother is a good person, right? Lei asked naively. Of course, Robert answered in the affirmative. You don't know how to hit me, do you? Lei asked again. Robert gently caressed Ray's head, although Ray was initially nervous, he quickly relaxed under this gentle touch. Erica looked at the two of them, still not quite understanding what was going on. She thought to herself, is this cultivating pets? After a moment, Lei ate the candy and was in a good mood. He grabbed the control stick and his professional aura was immediately displayed. What should I do? Can you take us on an uncultivated space route? Of course, we will use the Predator's exclusive waterway. The uncultivated cosmic waterway refers to a route that is not managed by the Gaia star cluster. These waterways are filled with various dangers, such as solar winds and meteors, and may even encounter space pirates or unknown creatures. Is this dangerous road really going to be opened by this little guy? Erica looked at Robert's affirmative response, unable to conceal her surprise. Navigating beyond the carefully constructed routes of the Gaia cluster is a challenge for experienced pilots, and the danger is self-evident. This is a divine operation. Erica widened her eyes in surprise. At this moment, Lei's hands were as fast as a phantom, pressing dozens of buttons in an instant, causing the slow ship to accelerate rapidly and break free from the established route. Chapter 9. Chasing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In all of these operations, he did not forget to monitor the speed, fuel, and danger level of the solar wind in real time. He completed enough tasks for 3 pilots on his own, and this ability is amazing. We have entered the land of no one, Lei said softly and asked, can we move according to the coordinates I provided now? Sure, Robert. After a brief conversation, Ray giggled and skillfully danced his hands on the console. He easily evaded passing small meteors and activated missile modules on the ship to destroy those that were inevitable. Despite facing a tense sailing environment, Lei's radar inspection was so skilled, as if he were an experienced captain. What is the origin of this child? Erica lightly licked her dry lips. Ray's ability is amazing, but Robert's strategy is even more unexpected. Since escaping from prison and seizing the frigate, everything has been following Robert's prophecy. He not only accurately evaluated Ray's abilities, but also perfectly controlled the entire situation. What is the module you brought with you? It's the solar wind and shield module. It seems we will need them soon, let's install them first. Erica immediately executed Robert's command, and she was full of confidence in Robert's judgment because he had never made a mistake. As expected. Robert, the pursuit team is already following closely. Is there a way to get rid of them? At the speed of our frigate, it may be a bit difficult. 5 tracking fighter jets appeared on the display screen. As expected, the pursuit team has caught up as the 5 triremes gradually approached. I took out the stolen B.grade Taiyuan liquid and poured it all into the fuel tank. Whether it's activating shields, enhancing armor, or deploying electronic countermeasures to unlock turrets, ether fuel is essential. Number 34, after each consumption, it needs to be replenished in a timely manner. Number 34, being chased is basically an established fact. The key is to ensure that the ship is not shot down and safely reaches its destination. At this moment, dozens of small energy missiles attacked, and Lei quickly activated the shield and turned the ship 90 degrees to avoid. Wow! However, blocking all missiles is impossible. Despite this, the energy of the shield has slightly decreased, but the damage caused is extremely limited. The shield energy has decreased to 98%. This damage is expected. The frigate is equipped with 2 LV.3 modules, which can significantly increase the total number of shields, namely HP, as well as armor modules that enhance the ship's defense capabilities and damage reduction modules that reduce missile damage. The threat posed by LV.1 fighter jets to the defense-focused LV.3 frigates is truly limited. The shield of the LV.3 frigate cannot be easily breached. As long as we continue to replenish our shield energy, there will be no problem. Moreover, I have a whopping 170 liters of ether liquid here. In fact, even in the face of dozens of fighter jets' encirclement, this liquid is enough for us to hold on for several weeks. Lei's driving skills are even more impressive. He is not only able to cleverly use electronic countermeasures, EDM, to unlock missiles, but can also counterattack and launch missiles, which even some experienced captains find difficult to accomplish. It's really lucky to meet Lei first. He later became an important member of the top intelligence agency, Intelligent Home. Information about Lei is very scarce, and it was only when I played the role of a businessman that I learned that his childhood was spent on a Blackbeard ship. Lei has 2 significant characteristics: lack of emotional care and addiction to sweets. Because he has been undergoing cruel experiments in the laboratory since childhood, he yearns for love and needs to regularly consume sweets to maintain brain vitality. Winning his favor should not be difficult, just give him something delicious and care. As long as you give him love, he will repay it with unconditional love. This childlike trait means that once you win his trust, he will hardly betray you. Lei's information collection ability is undoubtedly a huge help for me as a dark business. When Ray shot down 2 Taiyuan fighter jets in an almost artistic way, he raised his voice and said, "Robert. What? I want to eat something sweet." I took out the chocolate from my backpack and gently put it into Ray's mouth. This is what I brought from the food storage room of the prisoner ship in order to foresee the encounter with Ray. Just like the canned food I brought, I also prepared many snacks. It seems like we can easily escape this time. But unexpectedly, new signal points sprouted up on the radar like mushrooms after rain. Main tasks: escape from the pursuit of cosmic police Gestalt, obtain TP+10 after success, special reward. Reputation +10. At this moment, the task prompt window pops up. Thunder nervously reported, 10 destroyers detected. 10 planes. Yes, according to this trend, being caught up is just a matter of time. The LV.3 attack fighter is equipped with modules that are all attack-oriented, and its speed is also at the top level. Hoo. Subsequently, dozens of missiles arrived as scheduled, bombarding the ship. These missiles come from medium-sized turrets and have far greater power than before. Shield energy rapidly decreases. I couldn't help but marvel as I watched the energy of the shield plummet below half. At the same time, I constantly injected ether fuel into the shield. Fortunately the shield was not destroyed by a single blow. Anyway, if the shield module is broken down, it means everything is over. Lei's control technology is really crucial. His driving ability reduced the number of possible hit missiles from 10 to 5. At that moment, he was deciphering the trajectory of the missile and initiating electronic countermeasures, ECM. Boom. Immediately afterwards, a giant missile suddenly appeared and directly broke through a shield module, causing the entire ship to start shaking violently. Ah! Lei, what's wrong? The Predator-class cruiser has appeared. This means they have also joined the pursuit ranks. The Predator is one of the top pirate forces in the entire universe. In fact, including Blackbeard, the ship we are currently on originally belongs to them. The same goes for Lei. We had invested a lot of resources and force to attack the prisoner ship, but now someone is piloting it to escape, and pursuit seems to have become an inevitable choice. Moreover, this is the sphere of influence of the plunderers. Compared to the pursuers of the destroyers, this cruiser is undoubtedly a more formidable opponent. We cannot confront ships of level 5. Unless there is an advanced shield module, there is little hope of resisting large missiles. Even our shield module was destroyed with a single blow, demonstrating its powerful destructive power. Look, they're also at war with each other. Fortunately, Gestal and the Predators began to confront each other.